Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The Attorney General has filed to remove an order releasing tax information for a big company on island. Also tonight, a status conference is held for an individual involved in theft. And an admiral visits the island of Saipan today. Find out who it is. In sports, NMI Soccer kicks off an ambitious international schedule with a W. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Hafa Day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. Breaking news, Attorney General Edward Manabusan has filed to remove the temporary restraining order for the release of Imperial Pacific International's tax information.
In the court case Imperial Pacific International versus Commonwealth Casino Commission, IPI states certain parts of their tax information dating 2015 to 2018 should be kept confidential, but is willing to release certain parts of their monthly statements, while CCC states it is the law for them to release all of IPI's tax information as presented in the Public Law 19-24. CNMI House of Representatives Ed Probst filed an Open Government Act requesting to allow all of what IPI is protecting to be open to the public. A temporary restraining order was granted in June by Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo and was extended until this Thursday, July 25th, giving the judge more time to make a final decision on the issue of the preliminary injunction. CCC gave an offer over the weekend asking IPI to withdraw the TRO and take it up to legislature to work on a deal, where IPI rejected the offer and asked for the preliminary injunction be given another 120 days to amend the law and then take it to the legislation to solve the problem, and CCC rejected the offer. The AG filed for the removal of the TRO today with the CNMI U.S. District Court. Ultimately, clarity needs to be given on the law. IPI's attorney, Viola Alapuzzo, states they are unsure of what the outcome will be with this new development in the matter. Stay with KSPN as we bring you the latest updates.
In court, a status conference is held for a mill that was terminated from the court program back in June. According to court hearing today, 31-year-old Benwachi Taisakan was terminated from the drug court program June 13th. Trial has been set for December 31st by Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo. The charges in the matter were withheld. One of Taisakan's criminal history involves count 2 of receiving stolen property, which was a pistol. Also in court, a preliminary hearing for a mill that is facing count 1 of theft combined with count 1 of disturbing the peace, domestic violence, has been extended to a later date. A competency hearing was to be scheduled for 27-year-old Peterson Keju on July 2nd, but was not fulfilled. On March 13, 2019, Keju took a black iPhone X from a female, and on June 3rd, Keju threatened to burn down the home of his household member. Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo set another status conference for September 3rd. In recognition of the 75th anniversary of Liberation Day in Guam, the 26th Commandment of United States Coast Guard made a visit over to Guam and made a stop in Saipan today. And although it was a quick visit to Saipan, Admiral Carl Schultz was able to see the strategic importance of this region of the world.
It's a short visit this morning, but we met with the Lieutenant Governor, and that was terrific, and about 7-8 members of Congress. Had some great conversations about the relationship the Coast Guard enjoys here locally and the important work. I think if you think about what we do in and around Saipan, search and rescue, critically important on an island territory here with a lot of mariners. They just wrapped up a huge fishing tournament that happens every year. Environmental response, the Grand Mariana 1. We just helped lift that wreck off the rocks here recently. That thing had been about a year-long project. Coast Guard served as the incident commander there. And then there's illegal fisheries and protecting natural resources. So search and rescue, fisheries, environmental protection, that's sort of and there are a little bit of concerns with maritime drug activities out here. That's right in the Coast Guard's wheelhouse of activities.
Stay with KSPN as we bring you more on the Admiral's visit tomorrow. If you were born in the 80s or 90s, there is a pretty good chance that Dr. Stearns helped bring you into this world. That is starting to change as the local doctor is shifting gears.
Tony Stearns first came to the CNMI in 1983. He spent 4 years in public health at the Commonwealth Health Center, 12 years at FHP, and has been on his own for the last 21 years at Marianas Medical Center. He has specialized in delivering babies, but that is starting to change. And in the coming years, Dr. Stearns says he will be spending more time in the clinic and less in the delivery room. How many babies would you say in your career that you've delivered? Have you ever done a spitball number on it?
It's about 4,100, maybe 4,200. Mostly here, all but about 200 are here in Saipan.
Wow.
So,
and with you not doing deliveries, who's doing them? Who's taking up the slack?
well, Dr. Charles still sees patients regularly. She sees quite a few. I know she's busy, and probably as busy as she'd like to be. A lot of folks want to go to her. She's a good provider. And she's also done many, many, many babies here for a long time, longer than me. And then the staff at the hospital, there's normally 4 OBGYNs there. They're down to 3. I think a new one, Dr. Linden, came back, Jenny Linden. She's back on island.
Stearns recently inked a deal with a large healthcare provider who has plans to build up some of the services offered at the clinic, including in vitro fertilization.
We have sold the clinic. We have some partners from China that we're working together with to continue to run MMC as we've been running it, and I'm not doing deliveries right now at the hospital. I miss doing it. It's been a great part of my career, and I've really enjoyed doing it, but from personal perspective, having a bit more time for myself and my family is important, and so I'm in the clinic now a lot more than I was before, and we're running the practice the same way that we've run it before in terms of my involvement with the clinic and the services that we provide, with the exception of the inpatient obstetrical part.
Stearns says the new arrangement keeps him in charge of the clinic.
I've got more time in the clinic than I had before. I'm seeing more patients, actually, because I was spending so much time in the hospital for so many years. And we have our same staff, and our goal is to continue providing good quality health care to the community. Times are a bit tough right now with the Medicaid issue, with not seeing Medicaid patients. We're hoping that that will come back to us in the near future. I'm really enthusiastic about the funding that Kalili and others have pressed for at the congressional level that will give, if passed, and it looks like it's, to my reading, it looks positive that it will be passed, that there will be tremendously increased funding for the Commonwealth, which will be a huge boon to healthcare in the Commonwealth. And the parameters of not having to have a local match for that funding drawdown from the federal government will be a huge benefit to the Commonwealth. So we're looking forward to getting the Medicaid patients back in the clinic. We are still seeing Medicaid patients at a reduced rate. We're giving 40% off of the usual rate for the Medicaid customers.
We will have more from Dr. Stearns later in the week.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up, we recognize those involved in pretrial, probation, and parole. Find out more after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Ah, Spain, home of the Grand McExtreme Bacon Burger from McDonald's. Fresh beef, Applewood smoked bacon, and Gouda cheese. But to get one, you'd have to get your passport, get to the airport, squeeze into the middle seat, go through customs, get into an itty-bitty taxi, say Llévame al McDonald's más cercano, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinem Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye uhalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu klalyamweres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. This week, the CNMI is celebrating Pretrial, Probation, and Parole Supervision Week. It is an annual recognition for all those involved in the field.
The adult probation, juvenile probation, and parole officers that get together and just celebrating the week of.
The duty of these officers are to supervise individuals who are recently released from prison and making sure they follow court orders. But they also play a very important role.
We want to make sure that they're rehabilitated, they're getting the help they need, they have jobs, and so that they can reintegrate back into the community.
Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo says the job of a parole and probation officer is not an easy task.
It's a tedious job. Sometimes it can be dangerous. It's very time consuming. They spend time with the defendant. They prepare background reports in the pre-sentence investigative report, which I use. I wouldn't do anything without a pre-sentence investigative report on a serious case.
Govindo says not only do these officers report on the defendant's status, but most importantly, they get the views of the victims.
You know, a lot of times we spend too much time getting background on the defendants, their family, their education, and everything they've done, and not enough on how has this affected the victim, especially when it comes to violence. So that's what I consider one of the main things that the probation officers do. They're unsung heroes. They really are. They do a very good job, and we need them. And unless crime disappears, which it's not, we're going to continue to need them.
On Guam, Due to a new program, voter registration is climbing. And the Guam Department of Education is hiring new teachers. KUAM reports.
Hafaday Sinema, here's what's making news on Guam. New voter registration is climbing by leaps and bounds every month now that the Guam Election Commission's Motor Voter Registration Program is up and running. The program allows those who are getting a new driver's license or renewing an old one to register to vote, renew their voter registration, and even transfer their voting district.
In the past, before that, we would get 10 to maybe 20 applicants, voter registrants a month. Now we're getting 300, over 300, 350 a month.
Guam's motor voter registration is modeled after similar programs in the states, and it was fully implemented in April when DMV agreed to make voter registration forms part of the driver's license application. The GEC is also using info gathered through DMV voter registration to reconcile the need for voter transfers. Pangilinan says the bottom line is vote where you live.
That's where you should vote. And so we're finding out that, you know, people who don't live in Umatic still vote in Umatic. So we're hoping that the voters will be aware that now's a good time to transfer your voting district.
GEC Executive Director Maria Pangilinan agrees that voters who cast ballots out of district may affect mayoral races in the 2020 elections. And she says her agency is working to encourage voter district transfers to minimize the challenges of voters at polling sites. Meanwhile, if you like to register to vote the old-fashioned way, you can still register at your village mayor's office or at the GEC headquarters in the GCIC building in Hagåtña. From the Guam Department of Education, the agency is hiring teachers and one-to-one school aides for the upcoming school year. Superintendent John Fernandez says they look forward to building a team of educators that's dedicated to student success. If you are interested, you're advised to visit gdoe.net. Stay informed 24/7 by checking out our website or downloading our app available for iOS or Android. Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
Thank you, Sabrina. Coming up, the Weight for weightlifting trivia is over. Put on your thinking caps while I try to talk straight. We're going to take a class in weightlifting history 101 next in the KSPN2 Sports Report.
Hafaday, I'm Dr. Dennis Williams, eye surgeon and physician at the Marianas Eye Institute. Presbyopia is a word that we use to describe the condition in which, as we age, we need glasses for reading. This usually occurs somewhere in our 40s, but some people can last into their 50s before they need glasses for up close. One of the signs that you need this particular problem solved is that you'll have to hold things farther away in order to read them. And when your arms aren't long enough, that's when you need the glasses. This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Buenas sports fans. Buena sports fans, has NMI Soccer turned a corner? Is the new Koblerville Training Center paying dividends? Are off-island training sessions effective? Well, one thing is certain. Anyone who makes the NMI national team better have good cleats and a valid passport. Have uniform, will travel. Once again, the Northern Mariana Islands Football Association has a full slate of international competition and trainings coming up for the various age level teams. Fresh from Guam in the Marianas Cup, this program isn't stopping now. NAMIFA Secretary Ross Zapanta says the U15 boys will be off to the Philippines for training Friday.
Also in Tuloy, in Alabang, Muntinlupa, this will be from July 26 to August 4. So this will be a few days right after some of our players return from the Marianas Cup.
The East Asian Football Federation is inviting the U15 girls to South Korea.
And then we're going to have the EAFF U15 Girls Festival. This will be in Mokpo, South Korea, from August 2 to 11, 2019.
And the U16 boys will be visiting Indonesia.
And after that, we have two AFC tournaments. First one is the AFC U16 Men's Championship. The qualifiers will be in Jakarta, Indonesia, from September 12 to 22. This will be for our U16 boys.
The men's team will venture to Cambodia.
Then we're having the AFC U19 Men's Championship qualifiers. This will be in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, from October 31 to November 10, 2019.
Well, fans hoping to see the NMI Nationals at their home pitch will have their wishes soon come true.
And I think next month, for the first time, we're going to be hosting an NMI Invitational Tournament. There are two teams from China that are coming here to Saipan to play against our U18 national team and a selection from our men's league.
In addition to tournaments, the Asian Football Confederation continues to support NMI Soccer, donating 750 soccer balls. They're also fixing up the mini pitch and practice fields that were ripped up from Super Typhoon Yutu. The international experience started on a positive note last Saturday for the U19 girls as they defeated Guam 3-0 for consecutive Marianas Cup victories for the first time. Gianna Griffin scored 2 goals. Gwen Borja won for the 3-0 score. The Guam U19 boys ran past the NMI 6-2. No, that was not the plan, says goalie Chris Aninzo.
It wasn't to our favor as we said it would be, but it was definitely one of the best experiences as a team to come across that obstacle, you know. So it didn't turn out as what we wanted as a team to get the win, but at the end of the day, it's what we've learned from it that really just mattered. You know, we started off pretty strong. We had a couple attempts. And so I guess what I really can't put a finger onto it.
The NMI did not send a weightlifting team to the Pacific Games in Samoa. You know, the sport here has a small but devoted following that has had international success both recently and a long time ago. But I fear its history may be lost on the younger generation. Weightlifting competitions are few and far between on Saipan, and when they are held, hardly anyone is there. Yet consider this. Weightlifters have earned the past 2 NMI Male Athletes of the Year awards. The 2017 award went to Angel San Nicolas. The 2018 award went to Rodrigo Ada for medaling in the Micronesian Games in Yap. And the 2018 weightlifters won the Team of the Year. Rodrigo says this about his sport.
When I recently joined or compete with, I saw like a lot of new people getting into it, and it looks good. Like just to introduce the sports to other people that didn't even know that they wanted to do it.
How many people are serious weightlifters here?
I think around less than 10 people.
Ada works out with Jerry Diaz and Sean Manglonia, and surely anyone who takes up this sport here knows the local greats of the past. We asked these 3 sports fanatics.
Who is the first person from Saipan to win a medal in weightlifting in international competition? Anybody?
Yeah.
First
Man,
person?
that was like way back 2002 when I went to Micro Games.
Anybody
Yes,
from
and
Wyoming?
I wasn't into weightlifting then too.
Anybody?
I don't
Time's
know.
running out. Was it there? Did the clock?
No.
First person from Saipan to win a weightlifting medal in international competition.
Because I know Ray Ray and Angels too. It's too recent, no? With Ray Ray.
What year were you born?
81.
What year were you born?
91.
What year were you born?
86.
Well, none of you were born when he did it.
Oh, no.
It was Gus Ogden. Gus Ogden from Papago.
We gotta know that.
Okay, yeah, know that. You got to do your history.
Yes, I guess we do.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Hey, go-karters, come early and stay late. We have new summer hours for the Seaside Circuit at Mariana Resort. Daytime is pretty hot, but evenings are pretty cool and perfect for racing. Check in at Mariana's Trekking and you'll be off racing in no time. Bring your fans, bring your friends, and show your ID for a special half-a-day rate after 5 o'clock. And check out our other adventures too, like mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, and off-roading. Perfect for groups, perfect for families, perfect for friends. So go ahead, bring your best friend. Mariana's Trekking, your adventure professional for 17 years.
Today's high 90, the heat index 102, a low 81. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds light, 5 to 10 miles an hour. High again around 89, low 79. Seas very calm out there, 2 to 3 feet. Sunrise 5:57, sunset at 6:49.
All right, Bob, thank you for that weather report.
You're most welcome.
It was a beautiful day. Hopefully
it was a
we
beautiful
continue
day.
this beautiful
A little
day.
hot for me, but it was perfect for everybody else.
Exactly, and I hope the rest of you out there enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Have a great rest of your evening.
Good night.